Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 2 of Clutch Gamers vs HappyFeet. This is the ESL One Hamburg C Qualifier Grand Finals. It is the best of 5 series. Game 1 already in favor of HappyFeet, as we just saw Ben, Her, and Yash having one hell of an amazing game against Clutch. And it felt like a draft issue, but me and my co-caster, we'll be bringing you guys through the rest of the series. Well, PQMZ, are you there?
I am.
So let's hear what you have to say, and I want to hear your thoughts about what Clutch gamers need to do this game, and what they must be feeling a bit intimidated in the fact that that game one was so important. It was about the psychological and mental factor going to game 2 and the rest of the series.
I don't know how important in a best of 5 it is for game 1, because you learn a lot playing in the enemy team, right? So that game, as long as they learn from it and they don't make the same mistakes of letting heroes through the counter heroes that they pick and going kind of all in on these like half synergies, I think they'll be fine, because the way they played the past few days has shown that HappyFeet aren't a team that should steamroll them. So I think they just need to shore up their draft a bit and kind of think a bit more about like having multiple avenues to win the game. I really like this opening. It's much better than the last one, I think.
For sure, they deny Jules the Night Stalker, but HappyFeet at the same time, they're doing a bit of draft denying themselves. They pick up the Bloodseeker. We haven't seen Yash play that much on the Bloodseeker, because that's usually been like a hero which Clutch gamers, they have the first picks quite often, but I agree, I like the support duo. It fits them really well. And Nyx and Bloodseeker, that's a scary combo. I like Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, for sure.
I like Shadow Shaman as a support pick though. Like, the support duo picked up a bit too early, but it shows one thing. You don't want to take...
It's not necessarily a support duo though, because you can run an offlane Night Stalker. It's not as good, I agree, but Shadow Shaman can fill that role as like a greedy 4 or a hard 5 if you want him to. And Night Stalker needs someone that can like soak up the farm on the map and do something with it. It's not as easy to do in a real game as it is in like pubs, but Rasta's pretty good at split pushing and using space, so it is feasible. But I would, as much as I think Clutch have a better opening than last time, I would rather have HappyFeet's 2 heroes for sure. Like Nyx he's not the cancer of this patch, but my god is he annoying to play against. And Rasta has very little way to cast a lot of his spells when Nyx is initiating, and then Bloodseeker works very well. They can pair up quite easily.
For me, I really like the Shadow Shaman pick and Night Stalker early on, because it tells you one thing. Not only do they want to have map control, they want to take the towers quickly. But then again, that was the theme of their draft last game, but didn't really work out according to plan. Just better execution from HappyFeet's part, and they know. So we'll see what they decide to pick into this. They pick the Silencer. It makes things somewhat difficult for Clutch gamers to disengage when HappyFeet start to choose a fight. It's all about initiation. It's gonna be a bit tough though against Night Stalker, right? You pick a Silencer into a Night Stalker, but the thing is, you won't be able to see where they're coming from. The global may end up coming, like 1 or 2 seconds too late.
5 seconds remaining.
Depends on where the Nyx is, like I think the reason they pick Silencer here is to cover their Bloodseeker when he goes in. Rasta is very good at turning on a Bloodseeker if the Silence isn't covering where he's going to shackle, and Global just throws a wrench into that one. And they do have the option of running it as a core as well. Like core Silencer does a lot of damage. The only thing I wouldn't be so fond of is a Silencer and Nyx support duo with a Bloodseeker as a laning hero, because then they have very little synergy between them. They very much rely on just being like the stronger heroes and winning man fights.
5 seconds remaining.
And just really good at dealing with supports like that. You send a creep in, Silencer can't do anything about it. Bloodseeker's gonna run away from the creep wave. Have fun with that. So I think they need like a really strong support here, or they need a core that puts a Bloodseeker into a different lane and they can deal with the Ench pressure. Something like Podum comes to mind, but I don't think it synergizes that well with their heroes, and I don't like playing it into Night Stalker Shadow Shaman personally, so I don't know. I feel like they might be a tiny bit stuck here. Maybe they played the silencer card a bit too early.
Sometimes it may not be too early. You never know, because global silence is just such a great spell in general, and
they need strong lanes to make it work, though.
Queen of Pain comes out.
If you don't have strong lanes, Silencer is a pretty bad hero.
Hey, but Bloodseeker and Silencer is it's a pretty strong lane. I'm more curious to know where this next assassin is going. Is this a 4? I mean, so far they have played as a 4 on Jules.
Yeah, I haven't seen Rappy play it, but I also think I've only seen the hero being picked twice in about 8-10 games. It's normally banned.
And this should be the Bok Enchantress. I don't think we're ever going to see like some Eternal Envy equivalent of Carry Enchantress. The last time we saw the Bok Enchantress, the last time we saw the Bok Enchantress though, that was really strong. And I think the synergy there is also pretty good with the Night Stalker and the Shadow Shaman, because you not only do you take towers quickly, you can also get the creeps to help you out. But Night Stalker and Enchantress as a dual lane usually decimates most lanes. But then again, Night Stalker of any hero would destroy an off lane. But Templar Assassin now coming out, and alright, that's one way of dealing with it. I mean, if Armel gets a good start, you know, if he gets his quick Deso or quick Blink, I can see this TA hitting a huge power spike with this draft. And I'm liking it a lot better than game 1.
I actually think they have a huge draft win here. Obviously, we're seeing 4 heroes for each side instead of 5, but the way their 4 heroes match up makes me feel pretty confident, as long as they can execute. It's not the easiest TA game if like Silencer goes mid and stuff, but as you said, this game they don't pick the hero for how it matches up against the enemy. I think it's more how it matches up with their own draft. They want this power peak where she either has a BKB or an Aegis when they're able to start pushing. And TA is one of the best heroes at ramping up and closing out games early, because she just does too much damage for a lot of heroes to deal with. And Nyx is okay at controlling her, but the second BKB comes out, that's a no-go. And they have nothing else, they just have damage. And TA is pretty good at winning out in the damage v damage category.
5 seconds remaining.
I also just feel like the TA will destroy Bloodseeker. TA will kind of destroy Silencer as well if you get into into the Melt Strike range. Queen of Pain also doesn't match up to her, but they, like you said, they have pretty decent control. I feel like they need to shut her down really early in the first 7 to 9 minutes, and then I also
they basically need to dual lane.
Yeah, they need to dual lane, but like, I pretty much.
How do you do that against an Ench?
It's hard though. Like, I mean, if Night Stalker decides that okay, TA can just chill and solo for a bit while Shadow Shaman goes into the jungle stack for him, and you just bully the Bloodseeker, I think that should be what's going to happen, because so far, at least with Jayo, I didn't like it when they ran him on the Lycan, because I felt like the Lycan passive was pretty much one of the only reasons, besides pushing quickly, that they picked a hero against Necro. Speaking of which, you know, Necrophos still was the first ban, and I want to know what they picked for Rappy here. Heroes which he picks. He plays the very greedy 3s. Yeah, I was about to say Timbersaw, and yep, there we go, Rappy Timbersaw.
Do you really want to be playing Timber this game?
I think it's okay.
Your lineup has like no control at all. I think your lane is awful if the Night Stalker starts there. I don't see how you get your level 2 unless the Nyx goes up there, which I suppose he will.
Because usually
I think Clutch have a much better draft for this game though.
They do.
I would massively favour them going into this. They have ways to pressure lanes, they have 5 really strong individual heroes, their timings mesh really well. The only thing I'd be slightly worried for them is if they somehow lose the lanes and then they have these 2 heroes that need Ancients. And they have 2 really big flash farming heroes. But I think they get away with it purely because their other 3 heroes are going to create so much pressure on the map. And they shouldn't lose their lanes that badly. If not, they should be winning them. So I think their draft is 100 times better this game, and I would personally expect from this situation a 1-1 going into game 3 instead of a 2-0. But this is the beauty of Dota 2. It's not just about draft, it's all about execution.
Like you can have the best tools. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, you can have the best tools in the game, you can have the best draft, but if you don't have the right movements going on in the game, you will still lose. So, like you said, the beauty of Dota, a game which constantly keeps you thinking, and there's just too many variables involved. So we'll see if Clutch Gamers can untilt and force this into a 1-1. I would like to see the full 5 games if possible. I wouldn't mind. Alright, so Fly Solo bottom lane already trading hits with Jules. And he's taken a huge chunk of damage already, Jules. Did get the impale early on, but because of that base regen, he's okay. This hero is just
broken hero.
I like it so much. And do they get the D-ward? Okay, they're gonna save it for...
Give it to Co-op.
Yeah, they're gonna give it to Co-op, right?
Yeah.
Extra gold, why not, right? Extra
gold. It's 100 gold, man. It's a lot.
It is.
He's gonna start with 200.
Oh, I like this a lot even more now than the way they're running the lanes. Like, you put a Timbersaw against Enchantress, that's a great matchup.
Yeah, they have to do like this. They can't have their Bloodseeker dealing with the Ench. I don't know if they win this aggro lane, but when they start trading like this, they definitely get a lead.
Ooh.
That's for sure.
They get 3 bounty runes. Do they want to still go back in? Everyone's kind of low. They might end up going for... They might get the kill onto Yash. Bok is here to get the impale. Starting up Fly Solo. Boom back strength for the body blocks. Yash is really, really low, but the PMS making him quite tanky. The Void, Curse of the Silent coming on as well. They need one more Void, but Boombacks can't chase him down. Fly Solo will end up giving away first blood. They still want to chase after Yash, who is tangoing up. Doesn't even stop to tango a tree. Jesse Vash will take a few spears to his backside for his troubles. And immediately, actually, they realize that, okay, Bok is ending up in this bottom lane together with Boombacks. It will be a dwelling. Curse of the Silent up. Jesse Vash should be giving away a kill here. One more spear, down we go. Sprankarinos. And now even taking a nice Wild Wing Ripper for extra damage. Yash, you don't want to tank that big bird, man.
I actually don't think them losing first blood there is too bad, because if you just look at how low the Bloodseeker is and how much sustain they have to give him, like, they have... what, 4 tangos? 3 tangos between them now? And they have to deal with this dual lane of the Ench, which was a really quick swap from Clutch. This is what's going to allow them to build some kind of advantage early.
I just wonder how you're going to do this lane though, this top lane. Jo Sven into a Timbersaw. You can't kill him, that's for sure.
Not that bad.
Is it? Because I don't know, I feel like it's really hard. Because at least with Fly Solo here, you can kind of control the lane. But this Timbersaw is going to be a big problem once he's level 4. Middle lane, TA. They already used the stuns and the refractions have been burned down. That'll be a -2. Jesse Vash getting some intel stacks. Very nicely done. I mean, 4 stacks of it. I mean, 2 stacks of intel, making it 4. Pretty good.
And this is how HappyFeet need to adjust to the Ench lane. You know, they need to put pressure on the TA as a response to this and kind of just leave the Bloodseeker to fend for himself. Like, he can sustain against an Ench if she pushes the wave in.
Oh dear, Jesse Vash. The worst rune possible came in, and Boombacks with the boots. He's gonna get a free kill. I'm pretty. You can even see both the supports just running for that double damage rune, and he was just like, no.
Gold remains.
Sometimes contesting runes bites you in the ass.
I mean, he was definitely putting some tanks in Mauls after that one. Alright, so 2-2. Armel and Ben-Hur just trading hits, but Ben-Hur needs to get his wand up. He's not going for the bottle just yet. He should be salving up yet.
Dire's bottom tower won't last long.
Interesting though. I mean, I still want to see like some action happen at top lane. They haven't really tried to touch Rappy yet, but they are kind of setting up for it.
They can't. That's the thing.
It's so difficult to try and kill Rappy.
You have to kill him at like level 1, level 2, which they couldn't without the Night Stalker being there because he was bottom. Him coming top now might result in a kill, but we shall see.
But level 2 reactive armor, he's gonna be okay.
Oh, the Rasta fucked up.
Oh, do they want to turn back in? Interesting that Timber. For sure. I feel a bit weird though, but the Timbers are going for an Orb of Venom.
It's how you play these lanes. You just bully the other melee hero because they can't trade hits with you. You can see he's lacking a bit in the CS department, but he's making Jo spend money on regen. Just stay in this lane, and that's fine by a Timber.
Man, Yash is so painful because of all these heroes being quite low. Armel.
Yep, mid.
Yep, he should be dead if they can find the stun. He misses the stun on Jules. Last word. Do they have enough damage? Oh, if he got the impale, this was a dead TA, but he messed up. So, oh wells. I like the amount of pressure they're putting on Armel, which gives the Bloodseeker extra damage, and Enchantress is actually struggling in this lane because of it. 15-4 to 22-3. Yeah, and this is where Yash starts to pull further and further ahead.
It's not going too badly for them lane-wise, right? But I think their lineup very much relies on having these 3 strong cores to build a base on. And if they don't get that, that's when I'd start worrying. And they narrowly dodge a gang.
Alright, the first nighttime.
Bloodseeker.
Jules, Carapace, but nice body blocks for the Shackle. Very nicely done from Boombacks. He gets himself another kill. And this is more like it compared to that Spirit Breaker game where he could not get anything done.
I think that was, more his team not being able to help him than vice versa as well.
Okay.
So now we see the lane swap. Ench can deal with this pretty easily, you know, she's a race car. If she gets hit by Timber spells, it's kind of her own fault. Whereas Sven has to tank them. So him going bottom makes sense. Offers a bit more kill potential on Bloodseeker as well with the supports.
Well,
but it looks like both teams are just going to divert to a tri-lane now. And the 2 solo lanes.
yeah, they've read this very well. Now popping the Warcry. If they can find the Bloodseeker, Curse of the Silent, and the last word already comes out. They are going for Yash anyways. Bloodseeker, they need to get the stun out. Yash, very, very low. The Impale's going to cash into the Shadow Shaman, but can he turn this around? Jesse Vash, can he get the hits coming in? Boombacks using Hunter of the Night, chasing all the way into the trees, and Bloodseeker on the race car, running all the way to the west, and he's going to be okay. They want to turn their eyes around. But Jules actually will still get the 5 solo kill. Now here comes the second Stormbolt Hammer, and then Jules should be a dead bug. Can they squish him down? Another Impale, and Jules is going to be okay. Boombacks is still chasing. Jesse Vash. One more last word. Does he have enough damage to kill Boombacks? Oh, 27 HP. Jesse, go back in, Jesse. Curse of the Silent. Oh, he missed. Oh, why did you not go for that hit?
Because too slow. Very, very narrow escape though. And this is kind of where they win out in trades. But once they get to a point where first kicks in, you can't catch this Bloodseeker and he gives mission over you. So I don't think it's too big a deal that the Sven's struggling as long as one of him or the TA is doing well. And TA is doing fine.
Oh, Jules gonna get caught in between 2 heroes. Melt Strike. Nice double impale though from Jules. And space created.
I think he is dead, but it's
he has a TP.
Wise.
Dodging
yeah,
the trap.
that's why they're not voiding. They're wasting so much time.
Oh, now they use the void. Do they have enough damage? He actually gets out. Space created, boys. In bottom lane, Jo. Do they have the right click damage? No, Yash. Not enough.
That was without Rupture. So if he comes back to the lane without a TP, he's gonna need some help.
He's going for fly solo. Hex, Shackle. Alright, now what?
He dies. A very painful death.
Very slow and painful death. Goodbye. Now here comes Boombacks. Has the void. But Yash getting sandwiched up. He's gonna quell the tree. And it's just turned daytime, so there's no way to chase that. And they have a double damage as well. They can even use the shrine, I believe. Ben-Hur, they smoke up. Oh, the shrine's used. But Ben have a double damage rune. This could be pretty big. Double damage and a scream. Might find Jo.
They know where Jo is, but they smoked under a ward.
Double damage.
So
they use the scan. They know exactly where they are.
I think the Night Stalker is going to be the gank tanker.
Yep, I was just about to say that. And okay, missing the stun. Shadow Strike's going to be the Ben-Hur. Yep, easy kill here for Ben-Hur. And we kind of saw this back in game 1 as well, where Ben-Hur, he's very active with the rotations compared to Armel. But
again, it's the hero difference.
Yeah,
right?
it's the hero difference.
Mel seems to be like core of this team. You know, he's playing these heroes. They kind of draw the focus of his own team at some point, as opposed to him going towards the rest of his team. But so far, HappyFeet are crushing it. And everything I said about Clutch having a better draft and such, it doesn't really matter when their lanes go this badly, you know? Like, the Bloodseeker is having prime time, the Bop, same thing, and they're getting pressure on a tier 2, 10 minutes into the game. And everything about the Sven and TA having these really strong peaks is irrelevant right now. Because they need items. They're not heroes that just go with levels. Kind of like Bop and Timber do. But they also have the items to back it up, which is really nice.
Top lane, they want to try into Rappy, they get the Shackle. They have a Hex.
Yeah, good luck with the hat.
Yeah, alright.
It's gonna kill you both.
You know, technology over big voodoo, man. Alright, Chakram comes out. They have a Stormbot Hammer. Jayo's in. They really want to try for this kill, but he's just so darn tanky with 4 reactive armor. There's no way to kill this guy.
They're just giving up a lot of time, even devoting heroes there. Inch can stay in that lane, just because of how fast she is.
Alright, using the Rupture. Armel should be dead. They have the Impale. They're gonna catch him.
Yeah,
Stuck into the Blood Rite with the last word as well. -2 once more. Slowly yet surely, he's becoming really, really dumb. And they want to find Boombacks. But they know he's there. Got the Impale. Gonna be silenced up. Ben-Hur using the Shadow Strike though. Impulse damage coming up from Bok. He's gonna find a kill to Jesse Vash. I think he's gonna try and bring closer to the team. And alright, it's gonna be a nice 1-for-1 trade. Yash getting a kill. But it's okay, they should be taking the tier 1 tower here.
And meanwhile, Timber just does Timber things and starts pushing top, so a lot of incremental damage in that lane, and they should be able to clear up tier 1 mid.
TA is coming in, but I don't think she can do anything. She's just so far behind. And Ben-Hur is pulling ahead further as well. TA is still trying to build towards those treads, but the treads are not exactly like a game changer at this point. It's just the extra stats. And you know,
they help, but they don't change anything. Right, so this is where the point I made about the Sven and TA needing a lot of creeps to come back, like specifically Ancients. They don't have access to that because they need room on the map to get their farm. And so far, HappyFeet have the heroes that can kind of choke them out. You know, this Nyx is constantly scouting their jungle. Their supports do not have money for sentries. So if ever he gets too low or in too greedy of a
they get the stun.
this happens.
And Jayo loses some intel. Well, they want to try and kill Bok. Do they have anything to stop? No, slowly raising their hands. Over the top, Rappy still having fun.
That he cancels his TP?
Maybe. They should. All of them should have dropped their items then. Every single one of them. That would be hilarious. I'm just waiting for the day they do that.
A whole team does the item drop. And then one guy is going to read it and steal all their items. And say worth it. I can't wait for that day. But Dota's not that advanced yet. Everyone's pussies, you know. They want to win the game. Like, how pathetic.
And now, clutch gamers, they are smoked
really
up. Good. They were going for Yash right now with the impetus damage flying at the Blood Rite already falling out, the Purge slowing Yash, but the global silence is there.
There's no TP.
Yash?
That's a misclaimer.
Yash? Yashi going down. Ooh, still alive. Phase boot. He should be dead. I do not see him running away. And yep, Boombacks gets killing spree gold, 415 gold.
This is a point where you can use smokes like that. You don't have to get objectives from them when you're behind. You just need some kind of momentum and gold boost. And also just kind of make them feel like you can kill them.
Oh,
in that situation, if the Bloodseeker has a TP, he just TP's out with the global.
Oh, the Vendettas what he used. He messed up the timing. Jayo, nice stun. He should be dead no matter what. He's very dead.
Yeah, and this is another smoke, so HappyFeet getting a much better exchange this time.
Who do they kill though? They know there's no global silence. They might be able to find a Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker kill, they pop the drums.
Trap.
And the trap as well, turning him to a sheep or chicken. And alright, down goes Bloodseeker for the count. Like one more time, he just spawned.
They're trying to bring down Radiant's top tower.
It's like...
Good sequence of events for them.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll trade their Sven for that, because this Sven right now is basically a support. And they need one hero to kind of get them back in the game, and TA is going to be that hero. It's not going to be Sven. So if they can trade, I think that's fine. The Sven's not going to be happy about it, don't get me wrong. He's not sitting there going, yeah, good job guys, good job. You let me die so you could kill the other hero. But in the global scale of things, I think it's fine.
Jules, here setting up for Bok, maybe? Well, I mean, back to your point, I was going to say that maybe this is Clutch Gamers' plan. They're like, guys, we need to come back. How? Let's get, let's
and get killed.
Yeah, let's put Yaj on full tilt.
Now Global's back up, he can pretty much push any lane he wants, and as long as the Global comes out at a point where he isn't stunned and he can TP out, they're safe to push. And this is where Silencer really thrives, because he lets your cores play in a way that Bloodseeker normally can't just shove a lane into a tier 2 and play safe. Timber can, Quopped with a tiny bit of vision can.
HappyFeet are actually conversion
like,
in
how do you
jungle.
actually kill these heroes?
I don't think you can, but look at this.
You have to bait a global somehow, and then maybe you can make a smoke and kill them. But you got to remember, smoke has a 12-minute cooldown, 10-minute. It's been a while.
Yeah, and
I actually cared about smokes.
how do we talk about the Timbersaw? Like, he actually went for a medallion, and he's going for an Aghanim Scepter next. He's not even going for a Bloodstone.
Radiant's bottom tower faces a stiff
No, he is going Bloodstone.
Okay, he's now going Bloodstone. I think he's just trolling around, but
if you have Ags somewhere it's easier to click on, then you shift click it for the point booster.
yeah, okay, yeah, that's true. I was thinking about that as well.
And then you right click on the point booster and go show and sharp, and then you click the Bloodstone.
Now they want to go jump up. Rupture has already been used. Where's the Impale? They have the Impale. Alright, there we go. Catching Bok inside the Blood Right, bringing him very low. But that's a very, very angry Timbersaw. Now the global silence comes out, and this is where Clutch Gamers, they need to back the hell back all the way back to the base, but they're going to be happy if that no one died. They do get the tier 2.
Global. I mean, they get the tier 2 as you said, so...
They do, yeah, but Clutch Gamers will be happy with that, right? I mean, now this is the part where you said they can smoke and try and take a fight. They have the blink on the TA, building his way into a Deso. You know, Jo had free from top.
Is this warding. Making moves with lane wards like this is very hard. So now they're going to go down mid. And I think the Timber is probably tanky enough.
Diet? No. Diet? Goodbye? Rappy? Alright, Will finally died to Bok, but yeah, she's looking big and angry. He's going to get fly solo. And now the impetus damage flying out, but there's Armel, the Blink Dagger, Sonic Wave onto, clipping most of the heroes, but now the Rupture will be used. Nice Impale, catching Armel. Armel should be dead. Arenos also dying here. Impale, okay. Very slowly yet surely to get the kill. It's going to be a 3-for-1 trade to get the Timbersaw, but hey, they're going to be very, very happy with this. And now the Yule Scepter catching the Sven, tossing him up into the air. Carapace is there. Last word, trying to still silence up Jo. Catching him in the Blood Right. He will die to Yaj. 15-7, 8,000 net worth advantage, and HappyFeet are pulling further and further ahead. 1100 gold swing, 4-for-1 trade for that one Timbersaw kill.
Yep, he might not be tanky enough to survive on his own, but he's tanky enough to draw enough space for his team, and then Quaff and Bloodseeker are pretty good at running you down. Who would have thought it? I really like how the Quaff just threw his ult into 3 like effectively full health heroes just to let his Bloodseeker move a bit faster and do a bit more damage towards the end. I think that might have saved him. I'm not 100% sure because he still got stunned, but the other team was like running at that point. Regardless, so it's still massively in favor of HappyFeet.
Just look at how fat Ben-Hur is. He's going for a Shiva's God. He's top of the net worth. Bloodseeker is just 2,000 behind him. Phase Boots, Drums, Relic on the way. He's going to get that Radiance, and This Sven has not had the chance to farm any items up. He actually went back into an Iron Talon so that he can jungle. Like you said, this is basically a support Sven. He basically has the net worth to prove you right.
Of the next, yeah. So it's not his fault necessarily, but if you want to employ a bit of hindsight, Sven was quite a weak laning hero this game. You don't necessarily think about it, but he wasn't able to have like his two supports just sit on his dick and allow him to get farmed.
Whoa, dude! Whoa, dude! Family show, man.
It's Dota 2.
Rupture onto Jayo. They put down the Serpent Wards on the back, catching one hero. That will be the Silencer dead, I think. Alright, now the global comes up, but Vash is most definitely a dead man inside the Serpent Wards. Fly Solo gets himself one tricky kill, but it's going to be 2 for 1. And now Armel going to use the trap. Can they kill Rappy? Rappy says way too big. Very, very big. And Ben-Hur already get a nice double impale. Does Ben-Hur have the damage? Sonic Wave flies out. Box should be dead. 4 heroes down. Armel should also be falling into the grave. Diving past the tier 3 at 19 minutes in. Alright. Alright. Now what? Oh, he bigs out. He's going to be okay. But they're going to get the tier 2 tower and the Serpent Wards gold.
Yeah, very, very bad trade. If you could even call it a trade, you know, they got the Silencer. He's the most expendable thing their team has to offer.
And at 20 minutes in, 10,000 ahead. He is the ward buy. I mean, it's tough being support.
And a range creep.
But on the bright side, because they're so far behind, you know, the spawn timers are really short.
Is that a bright side? They can just like go and die again.
They just
obviously
need to kill.
It helps that they come up and stuff. But
I feel like they just need to win one team fight because TA is getting pretty big. You know, Deso's almost complete. I think if this you call it tactical feeding at this point. Like if the supports die, I think they're okay with it for that kind of trade. They're looking for a scan. They know that the Timber is top, but let's see if they can find any kills. Yeah.
Well, Bloodseeker's the only kill they're gonna find, and he's in a pretty prime spot to get picked. They just need the right kind of angle. Shrine's already popped.
Yeah, he already used the Shrine. Oh yeah, that's gonna cost them if they can.
Yeah, I think they're just too scared. Like, A, they get scanned right now, so he's gonna react, and B, they don't have the mental state that they can just walk up this hill. You know, that is scary to them. As we can see, it shouldn't be in this case. But how do they know it's not the Timber Sword that they're getting, and then, you know, 2-3 heroes TP on the Shrine? And suddenly it's bad news bears. And now they take a free tower, so the smoke doesn't amount to nothing, and if they can get the TA 300 gold, she's going to have Deso Blade. Considering the game, timing is okay. You know, it's something for sure. And whether it's going to be enough is basically going to come down to how HappyFeet focus in fights. Sven's pretty tanky, but he's not going to do that much, you know? He's a stun. His right clicks are, you know, minimal. Especially now, Bloodseeker has his Radiance, Timber has a Solar Crest, so there's levels of evasion up as well. Which is just going to mess with the TA and Sven even more. I think TA needs a BKB, so she doesn't have the luxury of buying any like Diffusal Blade or MKB.
Dire's middle tower is drowning.
I just feel like this game, the win conditions for clutch gamers is you need HappyFeet to mess up.
Top tower is
I do think they have a bit of room to maybe force an arrow or two.
Oh, Jules! Oh, he misses the stun! And that's going to be the turnaround kill. Global is going to be there, but it's okay. Looks like Fly Solo might end up dying. Sonic Wave, poof, and Fly Solo should be dead. Using the Rupture onto Armel, that's going to keep him in place. Yash can just slowly burn him down. He doesn't even care. God Strength, can he get the kill onto Yash? I think he will. Jayo spanks him down with the big sword. Armel now will go for the turnaround. Has the refractions up. Cursed Sign to break things. And they know that Armel is there. Whirling Death, where's the Chakram? Armel, yep, Chakram cuts him down. And they want to chase. Playing Timber Chain forward. Jayo should be dying here. Shiva's Guard. Jayo is dead. And very slowly, -2. Jesse Vash getting all of these intel stacks. Rappy is big and angry. He's gonna chase after Bok under the shrine, but
he needs more stats.
Timber chains up.
Yeah.
Man,
despite being not the best global, they still get a good trade. You know, you will sacrifice your Bloodseeker to kill the TA and the Sven any day of the week, and your Timber is up to 18 Bloodstone charges, so he basically never has to worry about his mana expenditure at this point, which means he can go like an Axe if he really wants. Chances are he just goes like some kind of defensive item. Lotus is very nice team version, removing the hexes, removing silences.
I was quite surprised the TA took really long to die in that fight. Like, they just let him stay there and they just went for everyone else. So do you consider getting like defensive items for the TA now? You said that he needs a BKB.
You have to get a BKB.
Yeah, but the Rupture's not gonna... No, Rupture's gonna
he has to fight for a Rupture and like hope to God that his team can keep them in range. He's not the only Rupture target either. Like, Ench is a viable Rupture target. Sven, once he gets a bit bigger, is a very viable Rupture target as well. But right now, I think the TA just kind of has to take it and do what she can. If she dies, but she does a lot of damage, it might be okay. But if she just runs away and tries to stay alive, there's no chance of them winning a fight. And until she can deal with the curse, like, there's no way she can juke and jive through meld, refraction, blink stuff. Because the curse just stays there. And Radiance makes it even worse as well. Like, I didn't say it was a good TA game because of the hero she was against, and this is why, you know. There's a lot of ways to annoy her. And they also have a lot of armor now. The Bloodseeker is the only hero that doesn't. But he has 11 as a base, which is pretty good. And, you know, if Timber wants to throw a Solar Crest on him, he's not going to die anytime soon. I hope. Unless you're a Clutch Gamers fan, then you do hope.
Yeah, we are slowly hoping, but okay, bottom lane, they pop the Global Silence. Jules, this is where they try to turn things around. Yash is in the area, but he's all alone. Okay, now it comes to Queen of Pain and Silencer. This is where the backup comes. Jo is still ruptured. It's gonna expire soon, but it's okay. They take care of Jo before the rupture even is over. And Philo solo to join him in the grave. +2 again for Jesse Vash. And immediately the rest of the heroes just back out. Well, this Timbersaw is happily free farming top lane, and he knows that no one can kill him at this point.
I don't even know if they need a global for that. That's the really sad thing. They got the opportunity to throw it out because they're so far ahead, and it wasn't the best global, but they still come out with a favourable trade because the Nyx just tanked so many spells for enough time.
So what's the next item here for Ben-Hur? He's got 3,300 gold, 3,400 gold. Do you want to go for a Hex? Do you want to go Bloodthorn? He's got tons of items he can buy.
I would like something like a Mjolnir or an Orchid just to give you a bit of damage so you can start converting your advantage into towers into the base. Right now she doesn't hit that hard, you know? And Bloodseeker's not the best tower sieger, just based on the fact he's quite squishy, so they need the Timber to tank, and then Quap can start doing some tower damage. And if they want to brute force it like this, they can
there's a nice double impale into the blood right! With the Sonic Wave, 2 heroes blown up and make it 3! Woo! That was fast. That was very, very fast.
Easy one set of racks. See if they can get more.
Jules with the Ravage and Armel gonna die slowly, get burnt down, and Rappy claiming himself another kill. This has to be it, right?
Buyback, but do they really think they can still win?
And Boombax is also dead. 4 heroes down, 29 to 11. 28 minutes in with a 20,000 gold advantage. Jules, man, that was a great impale.
Nyx, man. Good hero.
Jo still pushing bottom.
Looks so easy when you have a team that's just stomping your lanes, and then you get freedom of the map. The other team has no sentry gold. Yeah.
Well, they want to try and kill Jules. Global Silence now comes out. Fly solo, no Serpent Wards. He's also dead. That was a desperation play from his part. Well, Jayo, what do you do, Jayo? You don't sell the Iron Talon, sell the Wand, sell the Stout Shoe, buy a dagger? Alright, yep. He's so close.
Rapier, dude.
I'm not even sure that will be enough. And Buck, he's dead under the shrine. For stuff out, Rupture's gonna be used, and down goes Bucky. Alright, that's a nice stun. Can he kill Yash? Apparently not. Miss rate. Hello? Jayo, nice impale, and down goes Jayo. 4 heroes dead, no buyback on either. Armel calls GG. Game 2 goes to HappyFeet.
I think if they win with a draft like this, it's super scary. Maybe Clutch can look at it and say, okay, the Sven wasn't the best last pick. They already kind of had these heroes that can scale into the game. Maybe if they picked a core that was a bit more early game centric, they wouldn't have gotten into this spot. But you know, HappyFeet just rolled them 2 games in a row. And sure, you can use the first game to learn a lot about how the series is going to progress, but using 2 of them sets you on a very fine line. You know, this isn't a best of 3, so there is still at minimum 1 more game to go, but 1 more game suddenly turns it into they only have to win 1 more. Which, it sounds really obvious, but cheese strats really come into play now, like Oracle, Huskar, Meepo, if any of them can play it. I think I've seen Ben-Hur play Meepo. I could be wrong on that. But you know, these heroes suddenly come into play, and drafting becomes a lot harder. And this is why none of the big teams like best of 1s, because these options in the draft can screw you.
Indeed, but I don't know, was it really down to the draft this game? Was it not just like...
No, they just outplayed them, honestly. Like, I think the Sven wasn't the best pick, but the other 4 heroes were really good in like conjunction with each other, and they just couldn't ever get anything rolling. Maybe you can put that down to the Sven, but I don't think you can. I think they just got outplayed in every lane.
Alright, so that was game 2, ladies and gentlemen. HappyFeet, they're 1 game away from qualifying for ESL Hamburg. Can they close it out, or can Clutch Gamers pull off what would seem to be the biggest comeback to win the series 3-2? I mean, baby steps, 1 at a time, if they can even get game 3. So there's only one way to find out. That's for you guys to keep tuning in here on the ESL Join Dota Blue stream. I'm Hades, this is PQMZ. We'll see you guys at game 3, and having a quick break now. See you guys soon.